Okay, good there. Good morning to the Temple Municipal Court. I'm Judge Person. I'm going to be a little redundant until I can sort of see that people are connected, and that all happens at a variety of different rates. So again, I'm Judge Person. Welcome to Temple Municipal Court. A couple of things that I do like to sort of let everybody know before we get started. So there are a couple of things. And I also need to just figure out who's here, make sure I have the right files pulled. So I do have one person, let me look again. A gentleman identified as iPhone, wearing a Texas baseball cap, which would not be permitted in court. Can you just let me know your name, please?
For me?
Yes, I think so. Yes, your name, please.
Aaron Cubitt. Aaron, A-R-O-N Cubitt.
Your connection is really bad. Your connection is really bad. Are you outside in the wind?
Yes, I'm gonna get back to the truck. I'm at work right now. I drive 18-wheelers in the oil field in Midland, Texas. I'm getting right back in my truck, and I'll put my headphones on.
Sir?
Aaron.
Sir?
Aaron Cubitt.
I'm trying to communicate. You need to stop talking for a moment and just tell me one thing. Please. What is your name?
Aaron Cubitt.
Okay, Mr. Cubitt. We'll get with you shortly. You're on a contested docket, and that docket will start in a moment.
Thank you.
And then I had someone identified as Carol.
Yes.
Jarvis. Go ahead.
Jarvis Walker Barker.
Okay. Got it. And forgive my misspelling, but I'm just keeping track.
Do I mute it?
Yeah, you can mute, but we'll be back with you. So yeah, so I'm just trying to make sure that I've got the right files pulled. The next thing I want to do is let you know a couple of things. When you're given a ticket or issued a citation, those are all methods for accusing someone. And sorry, I'm just chatting over to someone who's having an audio problem. Hang on. So, okay. So when you're given a ticket or issued a citation, those are all methods that we have under the law for accusing someone. That's what a ticket is. It's an accusation. A plea, when you give a plea, you're giving an answer or response to that accusation. And there are three options for pleading: guilty, not guilty, and no contest. If you plead guilty, you're saying I committed this offense. And when you plead guilty, I just move you right on into sentencing. I will talk more about sentencing in just a moment. If you plead no contest, you're not contesting the offense and you're not admitting the offense. You're allowing me to find you guilty without admitting or denying the offense. So no contest and guilty both mean that I'm moving you forward. And Mr. Mag, I got you connected on audio, so that's going to work out great. I know you were having trouble. And then I had another person log in. I'm going to interrupt my flow of thought for a moment. Miss McKenzie, I went ahead and let you in the meeting. Okay, so guilty or no contest, we move that into sentencing. That normally means paying the fines and costs, having it go on your record. We do have payment plans. I do require financial disclosure in order to set a plan so that I can set an intelligent plan. I do require the financial information on all cases because there are different ways that we use that information. On contested cases, we're scheduling and setting bonds, so I will eventually need that information. On uncontested cases, I need to know in terms of sentencing. So I'm looking at that when we do sentencing. So just back to payment options available with guilty or no contest. That's the first thing to know about. And then the second thing to know about is that there are still 4 ways to gain a dismissal, even where you've pled guilty or no contest. And I'm just about to launch into what those look like. But before I do that, I will tell you that if you plead not guilty, you are asking that your case go to trial because you're pushing the burden of proof back onto the state. The state will then be required to come prove that case. So the way that that happens in our jurisprudence is that we do that through a trial. So the trial happens here in the courtroom. The next step on your case after today is that we're moving that case onto a final pretrial here in the building. So I've got a couple of folks, a small handful, scheduled for pretrial today online. If the case is not resolved, then we move that onto the live structure of heading toward trial. So the state is represented by, the state of Texas is represented in this particular court by the city attorney's office. Their attorney is Ryan Matson. Mr. Matson is on this meeting. Mr. Matson, can you unmute and introduce yourself and tell everybody what you do?
Good morning, everyone. I'm the prosecutor for Temple.
Okay, so thank you. Mr. Matson will actually meet with you if you have pleaded not guilty, but he's not your representative. He represents the party who filed the charge. So just be aware he's not giving you legal advice and he can't. You know, we both are familiar. Mr. Matson is probably familiar. I know that I'm familiar. Sometimes people ask questions that we're not allowed to legally answer. Don't worry, ask your question. And if we can't answer, we'll explain. I can't answer that, and this is why, and we'll keep moving on. So I don't expect people to always know the differences. Okay, so don't be worried about that part. But I let you know, hey, there are things we can't do, things I can't answer. I can't give you legal advice. I can't apply the law to your case. I can tell you how things move through a court, which is what I'm doing right now, because I think that it really works better if we all have kind of the same information at the beginning. So just to get back to, and people often ask this question, it's probably the most requested question, how do I get this case dismissed? So one thing to understand is that once a charge is filed here at the court, I do not have the ability just to throw a case out, okay? I can't hear just one side of the case. If you disagree, then I have to hear everybody on it. And that's a trial. That's what a trial is, okay? If you don't contest it or you agree, there's still 4 ways to gain a dismissal. One, they are compliance dismissals, driver safety course options, deferred dispositions, and teen court. Okay, so let me tell you how they work just briefly and what you can expect from me as the judge of the court. So compliance dismissals are things that can be brought up to date and dismissed. And if you have such a case, you can expect that I will be looking for that dismissal, seeing if you qualify, and trying to talk to you about what you need to do to gain the dismissal. All of those, with one rare exception, they really require that you be on time to court. So that's always the threshold thing. The ticket had a date on it. It's not a pre-trial. It's not a. It's what we call under Texas law a first appearance. So it's not actually a court date. It's your opportunity to come to the building or write, or we don't take a phone call, but we take letters, faxes, emails, or you walk in the door and we've got a paper trail there to let us know where you're trying to go. And then you need to stay on time for most of those compliance dismissals. Those are things that are usually like, vehicle repair, stuff like that. So like an example would be a broken blinker or light that's out and being ticketed for that problem, because those are violations. If your blinker's not working and you're putting it on and you're not cited for failing to blink, you're cited for having a broken blinker, and you stay on time and show that you've gotten it repaired, there's a $10 dismissal fee instead of paying the whole ticket. So there's like 15 of those, and I can walk you through them, and you can expect that I will be doing that, but you can ask me about it as well. The second option is the driver safety course option. The driver safety course option has some restrictions on it. One of them is being on time. The other is that you have to be a Texas license holder or an active military or active military dependent. And you cannot be a CDL holder for that program. But you do save money if you complete the program and you keep the item from being a conviction on your record, which can be important for some people's insurance. So the way that that works is that you pay the court costs, the fines go on hold, and if you complete the course and the record on time, you get and turn it in on time, you get dismissed. So every ticket has a court cost and a fine. And if you call the clerk and ask, how much is this ticket? You got a whole number. In the driver safety course option, you pay the court costs, you do pay for your record, and you pay for your class. It's still cheaper than paying the whole ticket. And if you turn it in, the course, the record on time, then you get your case dismissed and the fine gets waived. I put it on hold, but the court costs do have to get paid, principally because the state legislature set those up and they are receipted to the state of Texas and not the city of Temple. So those get paid, and the fines stay locally, not to the court, not to the police or fire department, but to streets, roadways, etc. Our services that's a contributory piece to the services that we have as citizens. So that's kind of how those all work. And in the driver safety course context, if you qualify and you want to do it, first of all, I'll be looking to see if you're qualified and talking to you about it if you are, and seeing if you want to do it. If you don't want to do it, no one will make you. Okay. But on the other hand, if you don't want to do it, nobody can make you. But if you want to do it, you save money and you keep it off your record. What you can expect from me is that I will be saying, hey, you're qualified. Do you want to do it? Okay. Third option is a deferred disposition. A deferred disposition is actually a delay. And I put a delay in place on a plea of guilty or no contest and a request for a deferred. The judge in Texas courts can grant those deferreds directly to you upon request if the judge agrees that it is in the best interest to do so, okay, of the state. So I just take those requests as they come in. It was a box that you could check on your form. Some people look at that box, they don't know what it means and they don't check it. So if I'm accepting your plea for the first time and we don't have a sentence in place yet, you can still make that request. It's also on our website, okay? So anyway, that's kind of the main thing to understand there, all right? And there, though, the big deal, if you will, is that you ask, and then the judge has to say yes or no. So guilty or no contest, I'd like a deferred. That's how that would look. It's very simple, but it's different from higher level courts where you must ask the prosecutor. Here, you may also ask the prosecutor. However, then you and the prosecutor ask the judge together, and then I'm free to say yes or no to it at that point. Okay. So deferreds are by request and permission. You must initiate that request, not the judge. The other two, I can initiate, and you can ask me as well. The fourth item or way to gain a dismissal is if you are enrolled in high school or middle school or homeschool or a GED program, in short, heading to the high school level certification of completion, you can ask for teen court. And once again, judge is free to say yes or no to that. Very friendly to those requests. I will consider both the deferral requests and the teen court requests as they come in. Teen court looks a little like a deferral. We put an order in place that will give you the list of things that you need to do to gain a dismissal. but we are also conducting live teen court. Some cases need to just go straight into sentencing. Some cases, live teen court is what is appropriate, where we come to it's more like a trial roundtable with kids, not kids, young people, trying those cases, helping with sentencing. And I'm more like a referee in that context. And it is more effective for certain types of offenses. And what we're really after is that you not reoffend. So we're looking to do that in the most, not necessarily easy way, but the most beneficial, effective way to keep you safe and to keep you from reoffending. In traffic safety, we're talking about life and death. We really are. Texas is the #1 state for killing teens in America. Okay. And if you have a ticket, you've moved into the super group. You are the super group of death and dismemberment on our roadways, because most of the people, the majority of people who die in accidents who are underage, and that's 25 and under, had recently had a ticket with no addressing of the situation. If we're talking about a criminal offense like a theft or something like that, then we're talking about your future and the way that that will impact your future very negatively. And we are looking to help address that and the recurrence rate. So we call that recidivism. And we're looking to address recidivism in a healthy way within our community, because this court has a deep commitment to our community. Okay, so teen court is a way to do that. So those are the 4 ways to gain a dismissal. And with that, I will start the pretrial docket. And again, that's a breakout room with the prosecutor. Remember, he represents the state. And I'm going to begin that docket with Stephanie, and you'll say it for me. If you'll unmute Miss Egg or Eggy, how do you say it?
It's Eggy.
Okay, Miss Eggy. I'll send you to that breakout room with Mr. Matson to have a conversation. Y'all will both come back at the end here to have a conversation with me before you go today, okay?
Okay.
There you go. And I will also move forward with Gunner Crook. Mr. Crook, let me find you. I've just got a big old screen of people. There we go. Yes, and you're unmuted. And are you Mom?
Yes.
Okay, good morning. How are you, Mom?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. What is your name, ma'am?
Megan Crook.
Okay. And oh yeah, okay, it's on this. And so okay, how are you, Gunner?
I'm doing pretty good, thank you.
Okay, I did see that you are enrolled in school. Let me just remind myself where that is. Lake Belton.
Yes, ma'am.
And there is a speeding charge, 18 miles over the posted speed limit. The fines and costs are $259 if you just paid it at the window and had it go on your record. I would ask you, how are you pleading to that charge?
I'll be pleading guilty.
Okay. I did receive a guilty plea in writing, but I'm just confirming that since we're on the meeting. Can you give me one quick moment I need to check on one thing, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
How many people? So far out, I really would rather address it right now. So, okay, so Mr. Crook, I will grant your teen court request. Teen court has a $20 fee that gets paid. Can you pay that fee today?
Do I pay it at the court? Do I go bring it?
Yeah, you're gonna have to come sign your teen court paperwork, and your mom or dad or a guardian will have to come with you, because we need their signature, because you're underage, you're under 17. And so, yeah, it would be in cash here at the building.
Will I be able to do it after they finish work?
I can leave work. We can do it today. We can,
Yeah,
after we get out.
We'll sort out the when. The first question is, can you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Because I'm hearing you almost putting conditions and like, I'm going to need a signature today, no matter what. So we'll sort that out. So at this point, what I'm doing with this particular offense is I think that what we really need to do is push you quickly into another driving class. You may have recently taken one, but here we are with a ticket. So really, I'm not interested in taking normal driving safety, you pay the $169 or whatever it is, and you take the same kind of class. However, I have one that I'll highlight on your paperwork that is geared more towards young drivers. I would say if you can get to that one, it's pretty good, but I will give you choices. They're all the same length of time. That one's definitely a live course. But I would have you get that to us within 30 days, which in this particular case is November 29th. Because I like to schedule those particular due dates. I schedule for when I'm going to be in the building in case there's any kind of hiccup so I can review it. Okay, so now I ask you, can you come to the building and sign your paperwork today? We close at 5. I need you here by 4:30. When can we expect you?
We can be there within the hour.
Perfect. I'll just put by 10:30.
Thank you.
Okay, so you'll come in. It's pretty simple. You'll sign. It says, I know I have a course due, and then we'll give you information about the courses that are available in the area, as well as how to find an online class. Can we give him the? Okay. Oh yeah, and then there's that other one about how to find an online class. Just give him both of those. Okay. All right. So I've already even signed your paperwork. Okay. So it's here when you get here. Okay. It shouldn't take more than 5 to 10 minutes once you get to the building.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Y'all are good to go. We'll see you here shortly. Thank you. Okay. Now I'm moving forward with Ava Nor. Some people say it different ways. You can tell me how you like it said. How are you, ma'am?
Good.
Good. Something quite similar, although here I'm asking there was an accident. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I did read what you wrote me and thank you for your note. You are 16. I need to start with a parent. Where is the parent?
Right here.
Right here, ma'am.
We have that vague thing turned on where the focus. Okay. And so what is your name, sir?
Robert Hinzerling.
Can you spell that last name?
Yes, ma'am. Hotel, Echo, November, Zulu, Echo, Romeo, Lima, November, or Lima, India, November, Golf. I'm sorry.
HENZERWN.
No, HENZERLING.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
And Hinzerling.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you are guardian, you are dad?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, so Ava, I did receive your plea and a request, I believe, for teen court, which I'm inclined to grant. I normally would push you into the teen court process, but that's not scheduling out until January. And frankly, that length of time, I'm just not comfortable with. I'd rather move forward with sentencing with you today. There's a $20 teen court fee. That's a cash fee. And I'm asking first, can you pay that fee today?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then in your case, there's going to be a class and a short essay. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And the topic, sorry, I'm making notes. The topic, it'll seem a little strange to you, but it's actually, we have you write your own obituary. And it's 3 pages, and there'll be guidelines in your packet specifically for, what my minimums are in terms of requirements. And the class can be online or around town, but it's a 6-hour class. And both of those are going to be due November 29th. Can you agree to this?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you committed to gaining your dismissal by doing what is required by teen court?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Dad, do you have any concerns or issues that I need to address right now?
No, ma'am.
Okay. The course, Ava, you'll pay for. The essay, of course, is just getting it done. It's typed. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. When shall we see you at the court today?
You can see me right after this.
Okay, by about 10:30.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, y'all take your time. There's no rush, but once you get here, about 10 minutes, parent needs to be with you, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Right.
Ma'am,
Yes.
where do we go over there at the court?
Okay, so y'all haven't been over here yet? We are not.
I've been there for doing jury and stuff duty, but I don't know.
It's if it was jury duty for the city, it's the
Mhm.
same location, which is 401
Mhm.
North 3rd Street.
Okay, yes, ma'am.
Okay, we'll see y'all shortly.
Thank you.
Oh, hang on just a moment. Why is that? I think it's okay. All right, thank you.
We're dismissed then?
Yes,
Okay, thank you.
thank you. So I'm moving forward, and my next person is Maya Petraka. You can unmute.
Yes, hello.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm fine. I did receive a request for a deferral. I had a couple of questions.
Yes, of course.
You've been to a driver's safety course in the last year for purposes of getting a ticket dismissed?
No.
Are you getting a Texas license?
Yes, we just moved here. So I haven't done that yet, but that's in the plan, yes.
Okay, you have 60 days
Okay,
from the time that you locate to Texas to get a Texas license.
okay.
So the thing is, with a deferral, I still have to order a driving safety course. And so you do pay the cost of the ticket, because in Texas law, if you are under 25, if you're 25 or under, it's still required if I grant it. I'm actually inclined to grant it on this particular.
Okay.
So I'm just trying to figure out exactly what would be the best tool for us today.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so the out-of-state license, you'll definitely want to get that. Can you pay your fines and costs today, which are $259?
Yes.
Okay. And then the course won't be due in your case until December 27th.
Okay.
I'm just making notes, because what I'd like to do is see, can you come by this morning or this afternoon?
Probably around 1, I can be there.
Okay, 1 o'clock will work. We'll have a pre-signed order at the window for you to sign, and that way your copy will reflect your final copy. Okay, so you'll just come in, you'll review the document, you'll make payment. We'll give you some information about how to find a class. Sorry, I'm having to make notes.
No, you are all good. No worries.
And yeah, they'll give you a receipt. They'll give you a copy of your order. They'll give you information for how to find a class. You can do a class online if you have a child. And then you just get it turned in on time and remain ticket free. Okay.
Perfect. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Okay, we'll look for you around 1. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Right, just moving forward, and she's free to go. You're free to hang up. And I just want to move Mr. Matson forward, and let me get Miss Eggy moved back into the main session. Okay, so Miss Eggy, Mr. Matson, let me just check in with y'all and see where we are. Mr. Matson, let's start with you.
Your Honor, I believe Miss Eggy would like to speak with you. about her options.
Right now, on a plea of not guilty, the options are to go to trial. If you change your plea to guilty or no contest, the options are the same as they are for everyone here.
Okay. I'm not happy about this, so I'm sorry, but I'm anxious right now. But
Really, with traffic offenses, I just want to cut to the chase a tiny little bit there. With
Mhm.
traffic, our feelings are not really coming into play.
I understand. It's just a matter of not really feeling like I'm able to defend myself without taking a risk, and that's frustrating. Because I do.
That's the frustration that everybody who has an offense faces.
I know. I'll just get to the point. I'm going to change my plea to no contest because I do believe I'm eligible for the defensive driving option, and I think that's going to be the easiest thing for everyone here.
Let me see. Here's the problem is that normally the driving safety course option is available at first appearance. After that, it's not. So I need to check a couple of things, okay? Is she on time? Roughly. And while I'm checking on that, so right now, let's see, the accusation I think I'm looking at is it's a 25, so it's 15 over. Is the state, we are in a school zone.
Correct.
What is the state has the right, I do give them the option to take a position or not, because it's not a first appearance situation. She is on time, however, Mr. Mattson.
Your Honor, the state has no objection to the driver's safety course option. I believe it would be beneficial.
I do too. Okay, so 169 is the court cost here. And so the question, thank you, Mr. Mattson. The question then is, have you been to a driver safety course in the last year for purposes of having a ticket dismissed?
No driver safety at all, actually.
Okay, so today, can we pay the court costs of 169? I think you said yes to that.
Yes, I should be able to.
Okay, I'm gonna just put down that you are, and then your due date, I believe, but the clerk of the court will assign it, but it should be January 26th, everything due. We'll give you information for how to find a course and how to find the proper course and the proper record. And that information will be at the front desk when you come in to do the sign up process. What time should we look for you today?
I need to come in person?
Yes. Generally, is there a reason that that's not possible?
Yeah, I work out of Houston and I was not planning to be in this is
okay. Okay, so we can email you the information. I'm just looking at a Temple address, ma'am.
I'm sorry.
So I'm looking at a Temple address. So we can email everything to you and if you can print it and sign it and email it back.
Yeah.
Once you email it back with your license, your insurance, then once you email everything back, then you can call a clerk and do payment over the phone.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we'll email that to you this morning at some point. Just keep an eye on your inbox. And, you're not agreeing necessarily. No contest means I'm not contesting. You have a known outcome.
I know.
Okay. Do you have any questions?
If I feel that the school zone needs to be improved, there was no sign.
You can apply to the city, to the street department and talk to them.
Contact directly, or is there?
You'll have to look it up. I don't know right now if that's still Mr. Mattson. Is that Miss Kenny? I forgot his last name right now.
Off the top of my head, Your Honor, I don't recall, but it is on the Temple website.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. Yeah, I really don't interact with them just a whole lot, to be honest.
Okay.
Unless they're testifying in court. Otherwise, I really,
sure.
It's not my job to monitor them, but I do decide the cases in court.
Okay.
Okay. I can tell you that, I don't know, I'll look at it later, but I can tell you that there's a reason that you disagree. There's also a reason the officer would disagree with you. So all of that probably maybe that needs to be looked at. I don't know, but it would not necessarily bear on this case.
No, yeah, I'm just curious what the other end of the story is, because if we want to protect our children in a school zone, we should properly mark the school zone to do the best that we can.
You're talking relatively rapidly to the point where I could not make out your words. Something also with your audio.
Oh, I just said if we want to protect our children, then we should properly sign the school zone. And so I just think that's.
I really am not going to weigh in on this because if you want my opinion, we definitely need to protect our children by knowing where our school zones are.
I was just agreeing.
Do you have any questions about this process before I withdraw my approval? Because really arguing while everybody's waiting is not something we're going to do.
I don't know why you think I'm arguing. No, I was agreeing that I would like to talk to the officer and get more information because I think we should optimize the situation.
With all due respect, ma'am, you weren't agreeing.
Okay.
That's not what you were doing.
I thought I was.
Well, it's something to work on with the class.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, it's 15 over.
Thank you.
Mr. Matson, I'm going to move you forward with Aaron Cubitt. Mr. Cubitt, you were here. There he is. There we go. Okay, moving y'all into a meeting. I did point out that we don't wear hats in court, but he has so far refused to remove it. There you go. Boy, folks, if you don't want to be on online court, if you'd like to come on in and get hammered, we can do that. Because I don't know where people are coming from. I really don't. It's a courtroom, not a living room. But I'm going to go ahead and move forward with Myra Chima, and you can let me know the best way to say your name, please, so that I can get it right.
It's Myra.
Myra, good morning. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm okay. Yeah. So I did get your paperwork. Okay. I'm just going to kind of recap where we are and let you know where I think things might go. There is a no driver's license charge. Fines and costs there, if you paid it, are $181. And then there is a charge. I'm sorry. I did receive a plea on that of guilty. And then there was a driving the wrong way on a one-way road. I did receive a plea of guilty to that charge as well. That one, if you paid it, is $234. First, to confirm, and I just want to make sure, is that mom with you?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
I'm here.
And what is mom's name?
Mendoza.
First name?
Maria.
Thank you. Okay. And Myra, did you understand the pleading options of guilty, not guilty, and no contest?
Yes.
Okay. And your plea on the no license charge, what is your plea today?
Guilty.
Okay. And on the driving or drove the wrong way on a one-way roadway, what is your plea?
Guilty.
Okay. And then we had a request for teen court. Before I get to that request, I guess my first question is, you're 16, you're driving. How do you have access to a vehicle?
Well, I know where the keys were, and I just thought it was fine and that I would be okay without getting caught.
Okay. Have you done it before?
No. Well, yes.
And where are you in the process of getting a license?
I have to go to the DPS and get my, I think, permit.
You have a permit now?
Yes, I have the certification in it.
You have a permit from DPS?
I still haven't gone there, but I had to make an appointment. But I've taken the classroom courses already.
When is your appointment?
We still haven't made one. We were in the process of it because I had just finished it.
When did you just finish it?
Let's say it was on Saturday. I don't remember the exact. I want to say 25th, 23rd.
Okay. Did you have an accident?
No.
Thank you. Okay. All right. So there with teen court, there are 2 fees. They are $20 each. So that's $40. Can you pay those fees today?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then I want your permit in the next really it would really have helped if I knew when you were getting it. November, we're gonna just say 30 days. Remember that if you have a problem with that date, once you log on and get your date set up, you need to call the case manager, Ms. Stotts, Erin, and talk to her about your date. But you don't have to stay local to do that. You can go anywhere in the state to do it. So look for a way to conform to this order, because I will need that permit within 30 days, generally speaking, to be able to stay in teen court. On the wrong way charge, driving the wrong way, there's a $20 fee. Can you pay that fee today?
Yes, ma'am.
And I know you may have just taken a course, but what course did you take to get to the part where you got your certificate?
Well, it was on an app, so.
Well, yeah, you're 16 though, so like you had to do some kind of class or a parent class, right?
Yes, we're in the process of doing a parent taught course.
Oh, okay. Well, so yeah, I mean, you don't just get a permit, right?
No, it was a.
No, do you know what you need to do to get a license? Have you been online and looked it up?
Yes. There's still some confusing parts about it.
Okay. So I think what you're going to need to do is come in and talk with the case manager and both of them? So, I mean, we're not talking about. Let's get her on the phone. One moment, we're going to see about if we have one. So, Mr. Matson, you and Mr. Cubitt had spoken. I know he's a CDL holder. Where are we with regard to these 2 cases?
Your Honor, Mr. Cubitt has agreed to a plea deal, so I will be dismissing the speeding offense in exchange for a plea of no contest or guilty on the stop sign charge.
Okay. And then you're sending over the dismissal?
Yes, Your Honor, I will have that to you sometime this morning.
Okay, I will sign it. Mr. Cubitt, I will sign the dismissal on the speeding charge. You're pleading no contest on the stop sign charge. Is that your understanding? You'll have to unmute or I will not be able to hear you.
Okay, ma'am. Please forgive me. It's my first time ever doing a Zoom meeting. And can you hear me?
Yes, we're hearing you.
Okay, thank you. I apologize for the cap and everything earlier.
Okay.
Yes, I agree to your terms. Okay.
So I've confirmed that your plea is no contest. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then when can you pay that one? It's $384, excuse me.
I can pay it in full. I get paid I get paid next week, a full week from today.
Okay. Let's see. On Tuesday or Wednesday?
I can send it. I get paid by check every other Tuesday, every 2 weeks. So give me till Wednesday. That way I can go cash my check in the bank. I don't have direct deposit at this company. And it'll give me a day so I can cash it, put the funds into my account. The following day, Wednesday, I can call you and have the money, all of it in full.
Okay, yeah, you'll call the
paid.
clerk. You'll call the clerk's office on that day. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I will go ahead and follow all of those requests. There were several. And we'll get everything set up for you. We'll email a copy of the dismissal to you. And then you're ordered to pay the balance on the other one by November 2nd.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Mr. Cuban.
All right. You have a good day.
You're good to hang up. You've successfully done a Zoom. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
All right.
You have a great day. Bye-bye.
You too. Mr. Matson, I'm moving you forward with Jenna McKenzie. And Miss McKenzie, if you could unmute so we know that your audio is working.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. I'll move you into that space.
Thank you.
Is she available? Okay. Okay, Myra, what time can you come up here? I think that the prudent thing for us to do today is it might be that we need to reschedule. It might be that we need to do team court. So come prepared to pay the $220 fees, but I'm going to interrupt what we were doing and have a case manager visit with you so that what we're scheduling you to do is a realistic thing. Okay. And I just don't know if I'm not sure. And so I'll have the case manager talk with you because she knows what you need to do to get the license. So maybe we can get you clarified and get you on the right track. Okay. All right. Her name is Miss Gonzalez. And I'm just making some notes for her. Okay, what time will you be here? And did she say a best time?
We can be here right after this.
Okay, there's no rush, but why don't we say by 11?
Okay.
And just come with mom, okay?
Okay.
Because we'll need her signature on everything. We'll sort it out, but I think we need to visit just a little bit longer about what you've done and what you still need to do. Okay. All right. Thank you. We'll see you soon.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Y'all are good to go. Okay. So I'm moving forward. Give me just a moment. With Giovanni Bazan. Can you unmute?
Yes, ma'am. That's correct. Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. Let me look at the new information. We've been trying to do community service since June. We had a deferral which got revoked because the bonds weren't paid. We went into community service and the bonds weren't paid that way. I've had a couple of extensions and my last due date was August 29th. So I feel like we're not getting anywhere. And then I got an updated payment application. So I guess things are changing for you. Looks helpful. That's good news. And I think we need to move into a payment plan. That said, does your work not help you with your lodging?
No, ma'am. I applied for the Take Care program, which is a relief program provided for associates who are going through certain circumstances. And I did not qualify because there are certain parameters that have to be met. If I may, Your Honor, it's just a matter of just needing a little bit more time to complete those hours.
Well, where are you
Given,
doing the hours? Because I haven't received any.
right, I have not started them, and that was because
Okay, so don't say, I just need a little time to complete it. That's very misleading. What you're saying is, I haven't started, even though you've been pushing me since June, and I've had 4 months and I haven't begun, and I want more time and I'm late. Okay, that's what's really happening, right?
Yes, ma'am, that's correct.
Because August was your due date. It's October. You're not on time.
Yes,
You
ma'am, that's
haven't
correct.
started. You don't know where you're going to go. You're in another state. I can't really guide you very well there. Normally, I'm like, well, where are you going? Am I even going to approve it? Well, I don't even know that much now. So what I want to know is, can this person be on time? Do they have a provider that will work? Do they have the time to do it? Is another method better? And what I'm getting here is none of it's going to work because you're not going to follow up and do it. And there may be circumstances, and I can listen, but my ears get clogged up with the I don't respect the court enough to show up on time business. My court order was so meaningless to me that I waited months to even say, hi, didn't do a thing that you've asked me to do. Your case has been pending since July of 2021. And we are where we started. We're right where we started. It's been more than a year.
I completely understand, Your Honor. It's the evolving circumstances of being unhoused that have made it almost impossible to be able to function. And so that's the only thing that I'm working through that is prohibited me from starting, because it was my intention to complete this immediately.
So I'm showing that, you don't have the ability to, I mean, have you been homeless?
Since aging out of foster care, yes.
Okay. Okay, so that's what happened. But you're a 32-year-old man, so when did you age out of that system?
When I was 21 in Georgia, the state of Georgia.
Okay. All right. And then have you been in California this whole time?
No, ma'am. I got the job in June is when I got the job, and I drove here, and then right when I got here is when my car broke down that I was using for sleep.
Right. That's not a great place to be without a car. I do know that. And then they don't have you stay at their facility?
No, ma'am.
Is it full time?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you have any anyone staying in those places with you? Or are you staying at the same place every time?
No, ma'am. I have to move around to where it's cheapest, and that's where the Lyft and Uber expenses come in, and transportation expenses.
All right. So, goodness, I hear you.
I am trying, Your Honor. It's not for a lack of not trying or not respecting the court.
I'm hearing you. Give me a moment. Mr. Bazan, can you stay on the call for a few moments longer?
Yes, ma'am.
Let me think about
Yes,
what to do. I have some different ideas that we might explore. I just want to mull it over a few more minutes, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Mr. Matson, let me try to move Ms. McKenzie back into the. Here we go. Okay, Mr. Matson, let's just begin there. Where are we with this matter?
Your Honor, there is currently an offer on the table, and the state is going to need some more time to review this case. So we'll go ahead and set for final pretrial.
Okay, and that has already been scheduled and it was in your paperwork, Ms. McKenzie, but just for you to note and relook at that paperwork, the final pretrial is scheduled for November 30th here in the building at 1 o'clock, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we'll see you then.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Matson, we had a continuance request from Ms. Gomez filed, and she did represent that y'all had visited, that she was taking that offer to her client to discuss. So I went ahead and advanced that to the final pretrial. I didn't see a reason to reschedule the Zoom component. I know you like to track your cases. So while I granted her continuance, I granted it on to that final date.
I have no objection to that, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Then you're good to go, sir. Thank you.
I was actually planning on sticking around until you are finished so that I can speak to you about a couple of other matters.
Okay, that's fine. Just hang out. We'll be back with you. Okay.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Let's see. Mr. Bazan, I'll be back with you in a moment, okay? All right. Mr. Cuthbertson, can you unmute so we can visit? Yes.
Yeah, my turn.
Okay, so you're on time for court and we are working toward community service completion. I did receive accredited hours. We're down to, I believe, 31 hours still remaining. Oh, we aren't on time. We were going along with it and then it derailed. Where are you doing your hours at this time?
I was doing them at Feed My Sheep.
They're still in business.
Oh yes, I know. You know, I check the community service box because I'm usually broke all the time. Well, I'm broke today too. But man, if I could start a payment plan, maybe there might be a little you know, maybe I can do that.
Okay. See.
I don't think that I need.
So when you give me a self-employed range, I use it as an average, which is, you know, you never know. Maybe it's accurate. It's some kind of got to start somewhere. Are you the only income to your home?
Yes.
Are you the only adult of working age in your home?
Oh no, my wife, she's as old as I am.
Is she working?
Well, we both work at work the self-employment business.
Okay. What does she do for self-employment?
Oh well, we both have we buy, repair, and resell appliances.
Right now, I have a balance of $618.80.
Yeah, that's not bad.
And what can you pay today towards your balance?
Oh, today, me personally, I have
Yes.
zero money.
Okay. So, but your cases have been pending since 2017. So you
Yeah.
can see why I'm really trying to figure out the avenue, because I just feel like we're kicking the can down the road. And
Is there a way to sit them out these days?
Well, I can't give you legal advice. I have to have an active warrant. I don't have an active. So my mandate is to work with you if possible. But you're saying I don't have a way to pay. I can't pay anything today, but I really want a payment plan that I'm telling you I probably can't afford. And community service is inconvenient, but I'm self-employed and manage my own time. So to me, I don't feel like you're taking this the way that it needs to, with the severity that it needs to be taken in order for me to do much.
Yeah, and we got some money, but it's all tied up right now.
Yeah, let's go ahead and keep trying community service one more time.
Oh, okay. All right.
I'm gonna go ahead and continue with the 31 hours due. November 29th. I want to see some progress though. I'm not really gonna keep putting it out real far because that seems to get me into your lack of respect zone. So I will give you that extension. I'll send you a new date. There's a timesheet. I'll send you a timesheet.
Oh, okay.
But I'm not probably gonna give you more time after this, unless I see that you're pretty close to finishing.
So I do some community service hours. Then on November 29th.
You turn them in. It's like you turn them in. Like there's a due date, and you walk in and you turn them in. Have you ever checked the library book out? Or
if I ain't got all my community service hours, can I just bring some cash for the difference?
I don't know. I can't. It depends on what you bring. I mean, I just feel like this is a loose conversation, and I really am not going to be having it. So you can come in and pay.
All right.
But you've got a deadline for your hours, or you're going to get a warrant. So you do what you want with that. I'll just leave that right there with you.
All right. Thank
you. You bet. Okay, Joshua Mag, can you unmute? I know you were having trouble with your audio earlier. There you are. Hi, great, you're unmuted. Let me get your file pulled. Okay. Let's see. There's a possession of drug paraphernalia charge. The costs and fines are $286.
Okay.
Then I have a no contest plea that was given at the window. You're 18.
Yes.
And have you graduated from school?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you have any children?
No.
I'll accept your plea of no contest. Have you had a charge like this before? Okay, what was the paraphernalia?
Marijuana. Or no, it was a marijuana pipe.
I see. Yeah, marijuana related. Okay. Well, are you requesting a deferred? I have a question on here about your record, so I'm kind of translating that out into maybe you're requesting a deferred. Is that what you're asking to do? Were you able to hear that part of the discussion this morning?
No.
Okay, so a deferred is a way to keep an item off your record.
Okay.
As far as a conviction, there's still a record out there that you were stopped and ticketed. But if you want a deferred, I would grant a deferred. I just would require a drug awareness class to be taken as a condition. You can take it online. I think they're about 4 hours. I think they're about $40. And I would want it within 60 days.
Okay.
And
do I still pay the fee and then the course as
yeah,
well?
right, you pay the fees, the 286, and you said 30 days to pay it, and that's fine.
Okay,
That
I can pay it
actually,
tomorrow.
okay. Oh, okay. That just puts it out of the way, it becomes like you don't have to think about that one. And then you just don't get any more tickets during this time and get your class turned in on time. We'll give you a sheet about how to find the class.
Okay.
And once you're done, you get it turned in. You don't need to wait till 60 days. You do it tomorrow. If you wanted to do it this weekend, turn it in next week and just really
Okay.
then at that point, you're just not reoffending and
Right.
goes off your record.
Okay.
Is that what you want to do?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay. And then the deferral, the good behavior part, ends February 28th of 2023. Okay. That's 4 months.
Okay.
Just a standard deferral. Okay.
So that's when it's taken off, or?
And then I dismiss it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay. So you're coming in today to make a signature on this deferral, right?
I can't. I'm at work right now.
When do you get off?
7:30.
That's a long day. Okay. If I email it to your work, can you print it and sign it?
I'm sorry, what was that?
If I email it to you, can you print it and sign it and send it back over?
Send it back over through email or?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Like, are you talking like an e-signature or?
No, I'm just talking about printing it and signing it.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, I can
Print it, sign it. You can do a photo, email back. As long as it's your signature, I'm good.
Okay.
Okay. And then you're coming in tomorrow or you're calling in tomorrow to make payment.
Yeah, I'll come in.
Okay. We'll email you the course information as well. But if you need a copy of anything, if it's not print legible or you need it printed, when you come in tomorrow, you can we can provide it again. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. We'll email and expect to get the signature today.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mag. You're good to go.
All right. Appreciate it.
Okay. Chelsea Jackson, can you unmute? And tell me how you're doing.
I'm pretty good.
Good. Glad to hear it. Let's see. We had community service. I don't think we got anything in. We are late on it, but it is, however, just the beginning of that process. And I'm really showing that that's the best approach we can take, because right now, you're working and you're doing your best and everything, but you have a daughter and it looks like you're maybe not getting help from the other parent. So, I can go ahead and continue you on community service, but I want to kind of have a sense of where your thinking is. Like, do you know where you're going, what you're doing, who you're going to
Since the VFW is right by my house, I figured since that's the closest to me, that I will try to do that on the weekends so I can get my hours.
Okay. Have you talked to them? I've gotten hours from them before.
No, not yet.
Okay. You need to do that. We need to get on it.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I can give you more time, but I need you to honor the deadline. It's 37 hours. I usually, when we've missed a deadline, I put a shorter deadline, and it's not because I'm being a jerk. It's because I need to know that you can get moving, that we're going in the right direction. And if I can see what you can do with 30 days, then I'll know how big of a time I need to give you.
Okay.
Okay. So even if you just turn in like 5 or 10 hours, okay, we need, turn in 10 hours, that's you just have 27 more. I know that we're looking at about 60 days.
Okay.
More, but if you just blow it off and don't turn anything in, then I feel like the only thing I can. So I want you to keep up with the deadline. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So we'll email this over to the same email we use to get you signed up to begin with for the meeting. And that'll just be a timesheet with the deadline on it, okay?
Okay.
Okay. All right, I'll have the clerk email that over to you, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, so I'm moving forward then with Antonio Espinosa.
Yes, ma'am.
Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I'm good.
Got a little echo happening with you.
No se escucha.
Okay, so are you with a parent at this time?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and then there's a stop sign charge and a no driver's license charge.
Yes, ma'am.
And I did receive guilty pleas on both of those. Before we talk about that, who's your parent with you at this time?
My father is Lucio Sanchez.
Lucio?
Lucio Sanchez, no.
All right, and do you understand the options for pleading guilty, not guilty, and no contest?
Yes, ma'am.
You have pleaded you have pleaded guilty to the no driver's license charge. Is that your plea at this time?
Yes, ma'am.
And also you pled guilty on your stop sign charge. Is that your plea at this time?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'll accept both of those pleas. And then I would look at teen court. And I know that you're enrolled in school. Just looking, let's see, where are you in school? The one paper on that, there it is. At Temple High School, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, was there an accident in this case?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So with teen court, well, before I get to teen court, where are you with regard to getting your license?
I haven't done nothing to get my license, ma'am.
Okay, why not?
We just haven't had the time with band practice for my 3 years of high school right now.
How did you have access to a car?
Oh, well, I saw the keys and I was kind of late to band practice that day. And I just grabbed the keys and went to band practice.
Folks know you were taking the car?
Yes, ma'am. Well, no, they didn't.
Has that ever happened before?
No, ma'am. It was the first time I did it.
Okay, so there's a $20 fee for each case, so that's $40. Can you pay that today in cash?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and then I think that we'll do a life skills class. What am I on? I'm asking the clerk to just hand me something. Hold on just a moment. Thank you so much. So I know that you're saying you don't have a lot of time, but you're going to make time for this because
ma'am.
otherwise it's $415 and convictions.
Yes, ma'am.
So there's a 20-hour life skills class. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
And a 3-page essay. And both of those are going to be due November 29th. The essay,
Okay.
of course, won't cost you anything. And the life skills class is online. And
Okay.
you will pay for it, but it shouldn't run you more than like $50 at the most. So you'll save about $350, $320, you know.
Yes, ma'am.
And most importantly, you'll learn enough that I may not see you again. I I can't send you to driver safety because you don't have a license. They all want your license to enroll you. So life skills, that's what I think we need to probably focus on.
Yes, ma'am.
That's about decision making.
Okay.
Okay. When can you come by to sign your documents with a parent? This morning?
Right after this.
Okay. We'll have everything at the desk in about 30 minutes or so. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. I will approve it. We'll see you at the window.
Okay.
Thank you. Mr. Walker Barker, can you unmute and talk to me?
Yes, ma'am.
Morning.
Good morning.
So I have a no driver's license charge and a no insurance charge. On the license charge, the fines and costs are $181. And I did receive a plea from you of no contest. Is that your plea at this time?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then a no insurance charge, the fines and costs are $281. What is your plea at this time?
No contest.
Okay. I'll accept both of those pleas. I want to address the note that you wrote to me. Okay. Hold on just a second. And just talk to you just for a moment about your efforts to get a license back. Have I shared with you the packet I have available for that?
No.
Okay, I have a walkthrough packet. And if you're coming by this morning, and we'll talk more about why we're looking to do that, I can give you a packet that really is all the information you need in order to get an occupational license. I think you're going to need an occupational license. You might already need one, but have you ever had a driver's license?
Yes.
Okay. What happened that you don't now?
I got suspended for a DWI. I was
When?
under the age.
When?
I was 18, so it was kind of a long time. 2000.
Okay. Half a lifetime. That's half a lifetime ago for you.
Yeah.
15, 16, 17.
Yeah. So, okay. So then since then you've been like just getting convictions for not having a license and maybe
Yes.
not being able to get insurance because you're not licensed, that kind of thing.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And are you working? I didn't work yet.
No, I'm in the process of getting a job.
Okay. Well, I think that what we should do, okay, is I should give you the packet for how to get an occupational license. And I would credit you. I'm going to do community service in your case instead of payments.
Okay.
And it's a total of 23 hours for both cases total.
And I have to do that.
But I'll tell you something. If you will get an occupational license, I'll credit all of it. This is going to take you about 20 hours or so to get that done. And I'll give you the packet and you walk through this packet. It's literally 1 through 6 steps for getting a license. If you get to the end of it and you can't get a license, like there's a period where you're just not going to be able to have one, then, bring in your documents and show me what you've done, and I'll figure out some sort of credit for that. And we can go from there. But I'm going to give you 60 days. Now, if you just want to take my list and go work it off at a community service provider, that's fine too. You'll have a choice there. But I'll give you the packet. Included in the packet will be how to figure out what you need to do, where to go to get it, if you really need an occupational versus can you get a regular license, okay? You'll make that determination up front. If you need an occupational, what to file. There's a copy of what's needed to be filed. It's literally fill in the blank. If you can't pay the filing fee at that court, which is a JP court, there's a form in there that you fill out to ask that judge to waive the fee. You get a hearing, you get the occupational, you bring it by with a copy of the order that the judge, it's in the packet, and the judge, you fill it out, the judge signs it. And, I count that as your community service. Or if you don't want to do all that, you want to do it the hard way, you can just do your hours and figure it out on your own, but I can give you some options.
I'll take the packet.
Yeah, I'll give you both. And then you sit down, you sort it out. It sounds like you've got somebody there helping you figure it out. And, it sounds like a good woman somewhere in your corner, which is usually helpful. And as long as you're helpful to that woman, they're usually going to help you. And, y'all sort through it. But most people find, yes, it's not easy, but they can do it. And you're smarter than most people, I can tell. So I'll give you that packet. I'll also give you the community service information and the hours due, and either bring me your occupational license on your due date or bring me your hours, turn them in, and tell me how much longer you need if you're not done.
I appreciate that.
Okay. All right. We'll have it at the front desk. When are you coming by?
I can come by today.
You're welcome.
Before 1.
Okay. I'm just going to put by 1 p.m.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm just making notes. Because I don't always do this one, but I want a record of what I've done. Okay. All right. The clerk has your packet almost ready. Okay.
You have a good day.
I would love to see you get a license, and then you become not my problem, which is great.
Thank you.
All right. You take care, and ma'am, take care.
You too.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, Mr. Bazan, unmute and raise your right hand for me, please. Okay. Do you swear or affirm that the information you previously provided in this hearing is true, correct, and accurate? So help you God.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What else do you need to tell me that I need to take a look? I'm listening.
It's since 21. I just moved from place to place. And I continue to work. I've always worked. I've always volunteered. And when I was 25, I was in school studying psychology. And I started a business, a motivational speaking business, talking about how I was able to overcome some of those challenges from foster care, and growing up in the system. So I was able to go to 8 different countries. I was able to work for myself full time. I was able to help legislation get passed to help foster kids in different facets of legislation. And then COVID happened, and like everyone, I went through that. But at the time, I was unhoused in my car as well. And so my plan has always been to just be able to get a good job enough to be able to save enough money and make enough money with my business to where I could like finally get a place and like just live normally, like so when COVID happened, my best friend, he's a federal investigator, and he and his wife had an extra bedroom in Texas, so they invited me. I'm sorry. I
take a deep breath. It's
talked about
okay.
it in a while. So my friend let me come down and live with him in Texas because he and his wife had a spare bedroom. And so I was Uber eating and just was just trying to get the orders out and make as much tips as possible. And so anyway, my car broke down, so I wasn't able to deliver anymore. And my friend I had given him my word. He offered, you know, a few months to get on my feet, and it ended up being a whole year. And you know, he's starting a family and stuff. So then I began to look for other opportunities, and higher paying jobs. And so I applied and got one in where I'm currently at now. And that was a big step up. And so that was supposed to give me the opportunity I needed to get back on my to get on my feet. Because I guess I was I'm sorry.
It's okay.
So yeah, so I moved to I drove here to Cali. I was born here and entered the foster care system here, but the foster parents moved to Georgia, and so anyway, I just wanted to come back so I could you know, try and like one day find like, you know, my people and stuff. But anyway, so I'm here. I got here in June, and then and then my car broke down, and so now I'm kind of like every day is just like, where can I, you know, where where can I you know, be able to take care of myself and still be able to go to work and you know, do what I'm supposed to do on a daily basis. So with the community service, like I really I it brings me joy to like volunteer. So it's not an issue at all. Like it's just a matter of these circumstances that I'm going through. So
Yeah.
that I just was hoping I
Yeah.
could just get some more time.
So actually, Mr. Bazan, I'm going to waive your community service and your fines and costs. I appreciate that you want to do it. And I think you'll still volunteer. And that's great. But right now, I just think that you need the burden of this problem removed from your situation.
Yes, man. I thank you so much. I'm so I've been trying. It's not because I don't want to. So thank you.
Yeah. Well, you know, I pushed on you pretty hard because I don't know one person from the next until I apply some pressure sometimes. You know, and that's what I have to do to sort of sort people a little bit and to get a sense of where people are coming from, because some people are blowing it off and some people are not. And everyone tells me they're not, but some people really are not blowing it off and some people really are. So I have to sort it. So I do want you to know that once you started speaking very truthfully with me, and you are being truthful before, but it's vague and I don't know the difference. And so once you started really giving me your story, I'm listening. That's what I'm here to do. So I can't help you the way a counselor would, as you know, because you trained somewhat in that field, but I do listen and apply it to your situation. And I think it's the appropriate thing. And I hope it will help a little bit just to take one thing off the plate. I'm sorry you're facing the challenges you're facing. And I will keep you in my thoughts.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yeah, I truly will. So there you go. Okay. All right.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good day. Thank you.
Feel free to drop us a line, okay? Let us know how you're doing.
Yes, ma'am.
We will think about it.
Thank you.
Okay. All right.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Matson, you can get on screen, but give me a moment. I need to just take a quick bathroom break.